Welcome back to another episode of the Ambitious Tribe podcast with me, Cassie Pajarillo, as your host. Over the last podcast episode, I promised I will unveil with you how to create content that magnetizes high-ticket clients, those who can afford your $3,000 and above programs, and why I'm not gatekeeping this information. I would want you to learn from my experience, and I would love more women to become their wealthiest selves. This is my mission and my contribution, and the only way for this to happen is when we keep the giver's attitude activated and enabled every single day. I hope this podcast episode helps you, and my only favor in return is for you to go ahead and screenshot this episode, have it posted on your socials, and of course tag me. It's Cassie Pajarillo, or go ahead and share this with a friend or two. I am really grateful for your time, and of course, I appreciate you. Alrighty, let's go. Let's dive in. With so much content out there on social media, it's super important for you to learn and know how you'll be able to stand out from all the noise. In this episode, I would love to share with you what's working right now. It's March 2023 as of recording, and how you can exactly attract, magnetize, and have the most compelling content that will make people want to get to know you, trust you, and of course, work with you, even if you have a small audience, no email list, or maybe this is your first rodeo on coaching. All right, so in my programs, I always say and tell my mentees, walk the talk, wear your observer's hat, and be a business athlete and gather the insights. And I love experiments and turning each project into an insights portal for me to know what to tweak, what to optimize, what to ramp up, or maybe delete what didn't work, and of course, retain what's converting. Entrepreneurship is for the long haul, right? The first piece of advice is no rocket science and may not be new to you, but it's still pretty much applicable up until this day, okay? Your content needs to grab people's attention with 2-second stop the scroll hook. When you get to learn how to make use of these stop the scroll hooks, it will make you and your content different from everyone else's. And it helps position you as an industry expert too. Now, there are hooks that should be angled for SEO, and there are hooks that will be juicy, irresistible, which are meant for conversion. Now, what is it? Stories. Now, don't be scared to share stories. Have valuable posts that people can find on Google, or heck, won't find on chatgpt, or relate it back to your offer. People will always remember stories, and when you pull out content from your experience, that makes it powerful, more authentic, and stronger. It'll show your conviction and come from conviction. Your story can be personal or it can be relatable to someone else's, and it's okay to be cheeky, provoking, or even intriguing. You want your hooks to not just grab attention, but also, of course, make a mark, because time is priceless. It's valuable. Make your content speak your truth. Now, okay, sure, you can have some fun here and there, and I remember when all the point and dancing on Reels started to trend, I told myself I'm never gonna do that. But turns out, look at me, sometimes, I have that point and dance. But, even if you have these heaps of fun, that doesn't make you less of an authoritative person, right? It just shows your playful side. And even if you can't dance to save your life, that's okay. Have fun, right? And that's okay. So I'm assuming you're listening to this podcast episode because you mean a real business. And that business comes from wanting to have a legacy, right? So this is it. Create content and hit publish with intention. All right, so here's an example that gained likes, shares, and conversations from my Instagram just, a few weeks ago. 1, 6 beliefs about running a $6-figure business that turned out to be wrong and true. Didn't that make you curious? Another, it made people giggle. An example that made people engage in my last webinar and had them really take action was this. Making love with your spreadsheet is like having steamy sex with your money. Or maybe it could be a little intriguing too, or controversial. Here's why I am called as a bad coach and I'm okay with it. Or it could be something like, people have been following me for years and been wanting for the right post to make them say, this is it, I'm signing for my program and private coaching. That made people interested. Like, yeah, why, right? Now, having these story hooks shouldn't be used loosely though. The key to a great story hook is making sure you tie it all up to your offer and it's really relatable, not just for the program you're running, but most especially the person whom you're serving or would love to work with. It's more about them, less about you, but reference from your own personal experience, okay? Now, social media is all about being and getting social. So, of course, have that conversation in mind. All right, so second tip or advice is for you to recognize patterns. What is it that you put out there that made them engage and sign with you? Ask them, what specific post was that and that made them say yes? And internalize if that kind of content was the one that really grabbed the attention, right? And how are they inside the program? What is their buyer's archetype? Really get to know your people. I know one of the common challenges of high ticket coaches are those clients who default their payments, the churn rate. And as much as we all have contracts which we enforce and a lawyer to support us, I'd love to invite you to be more aware of who they are and what they're like, because here's what I believe to be true, especially after being more observant of the kind of clients I welcome inside my program. Even if I am so selective, you can't just know the entirety of a person through an interview, right? So what can you do? All right. So elevate your content because you attract what you post. You attract what you're ready to receive. You attract who you want to welcome. So there needs to be intentionality. It needs to come to play. Now check on those posts. Are those posts authoritative? Comes from a place of abundance, or is it more of emotional? Because a hint of lack in your post will attract the I'll be your hero kind of savior complex. If that's a kind of post that attracted them to say yes to you, then you're going to have clients who will be very difficult in the long run, would want instant gratification, babysitting, and are non-committal when it comes to the long haul. Or maybe if you post leaning more into what went wrong rather than what went right, then you'll have clients who are unstable, unfortunately, and will definitely always look for what's wrong with you too. The toxicity of it, you're actually calling them inside your world unconsciously. There is power with your words. Third, take a stand, make a stand. It's encouraging to share with the world what's possible for them and all the money that they can receive. But it's best to always have your mission as the forefront of what you do and why you do it. Okay? So say for me, I always say I sincerely believe when wealth is in the hands of good, happy women with integrity through entrepreneurship, nothing bad happens in society. When that's amiss, you may have people who are motivated by money, which is not wrong, but if they don't get the result overnight, they'll probably bail on payments, go default their payments. They may say that they're the kind of say all in, but when that result don't happen quickly, they'll find all the faulty reasons to bail on you and maybe speak ill of you too, right? So what are we learning here? Treat your content as if your audience are paying you. Free content doesn't mean vague or vanilla all the time. Of course, your time is valuable and you can't handle all the inquiries and turn it into a free coaching over the DMs, right? Your content serves as the resource for those questions, so support them. Call exactly who's the right fit and don't be afraid to redirect those who aren't the right fit to the right people. Okay, so before I end this episode, here are 3 things I would like to summarize. Okay, again, the key is to understand what your audience and your ideal clients needs, what are they stressed about, and turn those into headlines with that stop the scroll method. Second, be the solution through your content. Don't gatekeep, be an authority. Third, it's all about positioning and how you frame your content and address each objection or hindrances through your posts to nurture them furthermore, and watch these amazing humans, your soulmate clients, raise their hands wanting to work with you. Okay, I hope you find this episode insightful. Please do drop me a line over Instagram. It's Cassie Pajarillo, and let me know if any or all of the advice worked out for you. I am really, really excited for you to grow. I'd be thrilled to coach you again on the next episode. So tune in, right? And I'll catch you next time. If you have any questions or if you're someone who wants to craft, launch, and scale using group programs, group coaching, our profile-based accelerator and scale program is welcoming new clients, and I'm excited to make a difference with you. I really am confident When you have the system, processes, and structure in place, everything else is just mindset, energy, and execution or implementation next.